Morning, folks. So today, I ended up going over helping a friend move some stuff, get rid of some of their junk, and brought some of their junk over to here. That it was roofing tin and some water pipe and things that I can use. But rest of the day we ended up spending on the fairgrounds. I ended up limbing a bunch of trees and that kind of thing, and nothing too terribly interesting. So I didn't film a whole lot. I did for a saw review that I got to do. But anyway, I got to thinking that I'd show off a few more of these traps. I got this book quite a while back, and I kind of forgot about it. It's called The Steel Trap in North America. It's a pretty good book. It is a little bit hard to find what you're looking for in here. The stuff's not in alphabetical order or anything like that, and it's kind of scattered around. It's a little bit tough to do, but some of these traps in here are older than I thought they were. This one here, what do they call this one? It is just a number one Oneida, I'm not sure how you say that, a jump trap. It's from 1939. What makes this trap a little bit different than most is the way the trigger is. See, like this one here, how this comes across here down to the pan. That's more of your standard trigger that most traps have. I mean, they make all sorts of different ones, but this one has a wire bail that goes all the way across, and that's what holds the jaws down, both of them together. So it says here that wire over the end of the jaw. Latches of this type can be seen on this trap on the Victor Stop Loss and the Victor number 1 Oneida jump trap beginning in 1939. Since they met with little favor and strong opposition, the latches were discontinued entirely in 1949. So this trap is at least 1949 or older. I didn't know it was that old. So this one, I've been catching muskrats with this. I use, oh, excuse me. Sorry. I used this trap for muskrats, and I had no idea it was as old as that. So now this one is going on my wall in my collection. Take a look at the way this chain is built, too. It's pretty neat. Pretty unusual. Most of your trap chains, they're like that. They're wire loops where they're kind of almost shaped like a figure 8. This is one link here. That this one, it's almost more like a roller chain that you'd get on, like a chain sprocket, a gear tooth type of thing where the teeth would come up through the links, but it's not designed for that. It's just kind of similar to it. It's pretty neat. Now, this one, the Victor Stop Loss trap, is one of these. It has that same wire trigger going across both jaws, but it has a secondary thing on here, this spring here. I'll show you here in a second. When this goes off, the trap will close, and then this comes up, and it kind of holds the animal in place, usually a muskrat or pine marten, and what that does is it keeps them from twisting around too much. And, you know, I probably shouldn't say it, but that old thing where a wolf will chew off his leg if he's in a trap and all that stuff. That just really doesn't happen. But what does happen without swivels and that kind of thing is if the leg bone breaks, they'll keep spinning around until they twist it off. And muskrats have very, very thin bones. You don't want them to twist, and I mean it's hard on the animal, and you'll end up losing it too. So what this bar does is it folds up and pushes against them so they can't spin, and it's a great trap for that. It's very, very secure. I don't know if humane would be really the right word, but it holds them in there very well. This little wire thing here, that goes underneath that spring and underneath this piece that sets the trap off. And you can do this two different ways. That's mainly to help you set it. You put that in there, and then you can set it a little bit easier. But also, if you leave that in there, what happens is if it pulls hard enough, that'll pop out, and then that bar activates. But mostly you take that little wire thing out and let it go from there. But see, what happens is the critter steps on the pan, and let's see here. Steps on the pan, the jaws will shut like that, and then this piece comes up like that. It pushes against them and holds them all in place. So it's a kind of a double trap in some kind of way. This one here, it's real similar to that first one with the wire bail and stuff, but it's missing that bar. It's the same, it's a stop-loss trap. These ones, I don't know how old they are. The stop-loss trap, I looked it up. It says they were first made in 1933, but they still make them today. So I don't know. This one, I mean, it looks like a fairly old trap, but I don't think it's 1933. It's a newer one, probably 70s, 60s, 70s, something like that. Oh, now this one here, it's a real similar design also, and it also has this little wire piece, but it goes up over here like that, and then underneath the spring part. I've already got it set, or I'd put that in. But this one is a number 1 Blake and Lamb Sure Hold trap. And let's see. I did see when this was made, and I don't see it now. I think it's from about the 30s also, though. Yeah, let me look here a minute and see if I can't find that. Okay, so it says that Blake and Lamb Company has been around since about 1850. So it's an old trap company. The first of the number 1 Sure Hold long spring traps were also added to the Hawkins line, which is an even older company, in 1931. They were fitted with a wire auxiliary jaw and operated the same general manner as the Triumph 3 jaw. The number 1.5 long spring was introduced in 1961, and with minor modifications, both sizes remained on the market through 1980. Not this one, though. An underspring Sure Hold operating the same general manner as the Victor Stop Loss was produced from 1850 through 1975. So this could be anywhere from 1931, maybe till all the way up to 1975. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right, but it works kind of the same way as that stop-loss strap. It has this extra bar here, but it has more of the standard trigger dog type of a trigger on it. So when this goes off, let's see, how can I hold this without getting snapped? Okay, so when that goes off, that piece there will spring up out of the way, the trap will shut, and then this piece here comes up like that and pushes against them and holds them in there tight. But it's got a completely different shape to it because of the way it's set up. These ones here, the stop-loss that are most common, they're straight on both sides. It's just kind of a big wire loop. Where this one is kind of formed to go around through here. Sits in there like that. Anyway, both this one and this one, now that I know they're older and somewhat collectible, they're going on my wall with these others. But anyway, hope you kind of found that interesting. This is, like I say, it's better than pruning trees and things like that. Like I say, I do have that, it's a seaside saw. A seaside saw. But it's a pole saw. You hook it to a stick, basically, so you can, reach up high and cut trees and things, cut limbs, or you can take it off in handheld. I've showed it a couple of times in some of these videos already, but I haven't done the review on it yet, so that's coming up. I need to get a hold of the company and see if they have a link for it and all that stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's a good saw. A couple of years ago for Christmas, I bought Cindy a little pruning saw just like it. It's a little smaller blade though, and it's a still. This one, the Seaside, came with 2 batteries, came with 2 chains. It has an oiler button. It's a nice saw. It's got quite a little bit of power. Cindy's Still, Still is one of the more popular brand names, and it doesn't have near the power. It only came with 1 battery, only 1 chain, and it doesn't have an oiler. You have to use a little eyedropper type bottle and oil the chain that way, which works, but it's not as practical, really. This Seaside is a better saw. So, anyway, see you folks tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.